Hi everyone, my name is Jasmine and the topic I will be discussing is human trafficking. All over the world, human beings are being bought, sold, and enslaved every single day. Human trafficking is an evil and inhumane way to make billions of dollars in profit at the expense of the lives of other human beings. This crime web and the criminals involved do have a weakness. Human trafficking is only successfully operated with immense discretion. This in turn makes human trafficking a very lucrative crime, since they are risking their lives to law enforcement. Not only are the criminals responsible faced with repercussions, they are no longer making money, which is the root to this whole problem. According to the 2017 film Trafficked, last year sex traffickers made $100 billion in profits. That's more than Intel, Microsoft, Nike, Google, and Starbucks combined. All of this money is the root of the human trafficking problem. The human race we as the people are living in are to deal with together. Nobody should feel safe or disregard human trafficking because anyone, anywhere, can be trafficked at any time. Human trafficking is an ongoing criminal activity ring that illegally captures human beings and sells their bodies in exchange for money. Whether promised a better life overseas, snatched off the streets, or lured by other means, males and females of all races and ages are kidnapped and sold. Human traffickers use different tactics to recruit victims. The most common sex trafficking recruitment tactic are intimate partner marriage propositions, job offers, and false promises. Boys and girls are favored as the average age of traffic victims are 14. In 2018, over half, equaling 51.6% of the criminal human trafficking cases active in the U.S. were sex trafficking cases involving only children. Globally, about 1 in 5 victims of human trafficking are children. Children are exploited for the purposes of being forced to ask for money, child pornography, or child labor. Victims of human trafficking are faced with physical, emotional, mental, and sexual abuse depending on their trafficker. They are starved, beaten, drugged, and exposed to many diseases. Some victims die in captivity, others from being murdered or committing suicide. The average lifespan of a victim trafficked is 3 to 7 years. Some are found dead from attack, abuse, HIV or other STDs, malnutrition, overdose, or suicide. Criminals are buying and selling other human beings all over the world because there's so much money being made and spent from this organized crime, which leads us to consider how many more humans will have to suffer and be extorted. Human trafficking takes victims' lives each day, any minute, especially right here in the United States. Human trafficking has been happening for years and continues to occur. We have failed to put an end to this crime ring. There are still humans being trafficked and forced to suffer. Money is still being circulated, only increasing the incentive for traffickers. There are greater numbers of traffickers and criminals than there are of law enforcement and activists trying to end human trafficking. The USA, Mexico, and the Philippines are the main countries suffering from human trafficking. It is happening globally, in our backyards and right under our noses. 100,000 of whom live in the United States. Our own country of residence is the most barbaric in the world when it comes to human trafficking. We are the main contributors regarding this brutal and savage billion-dollar industry. Human trafficking can only be put to an end through the spread of knowledge and awareness of these crimes. What will be most helpful when considering the ways to end it is awareness. Human trafficking abolition of such criminal activities is a lengthy process, but is possible. Identifying and exposing individuals associated with human trafficking eliminates their discretion, which makes it harder for them to hide criminal activity. Secrecy allows criminals to carry out their crimes without interruption from law enforcement. Most criminals involved have an image or reputation to protect, so they hide all their activity from society, family, friends, coworkers, etc. Some of the traffickers' clients or other criminals are corrupt officials or professionals with high status or powerful jobs. Without discretion, their secrets would be revealed, jeopardizing their freedom and portrayed life. If criminals know that it's not easy to hide human trafficking anymore because people are aware of it, they will be forced to stop because it will be too hard to carry out. Common knowledge can prevent future potential victims by making them more aware and alert when interacting with the public. Human trafficking is very real and not as rare as people think. In conclusion, human trafficking is an important issue that is rapidly spreading all over the world. Children and adults of all ethnicities and ages are being given a set price placed over their life without any choice. Victims of human trafficking are stripped of their humanity and taken into a world of evil and pain. Most victims do not escape or live long enough to tell their story. All of our knowledge and testimony is currently only a portion of crimes that are actually reported.